Good afternoon and welcome to 90 Minutes Live, which this afternoon finds us at the Smile IT Stadium, home of Hertford Town. It's been a quick reroute for us. If you're expecting Welwyn Garden City against Barton Rovers, then unfortunately that one was called off just after 10 o'clock this morning due to a waterlogged pitch. So we've rerouted and gone not quite so far up the A414, and we're here at the Smile IT, where Hertford are looking for their sixth consecutive home win against Biggleswade in Southern League Division 1 Central. Full live commentary coming up. I'm Peter Hill, and I was on the injured list with a cold. Voice sounds all right now, but back on the injured list now for 90 Minutes Live is our match summariser, Simon Alamandi. I'll leave him to explain why.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pete. Good afternoon, everyone. And I've got a bit of an injury to my left thumb. I don't know quite what's what. I'm waiting for some scans and things like that. But as I said, it doesn't affect my voice. Thankfully for me, or thankfully not. I don't know. Depends on your point of view. But as Pete said, we've rerouted and come to the Smile IT. Thankfully, we knew where we was going, and we knew it was an easy decision to make. We know we'll get a warm welcome here, as we did when we arrived, and looking forward to what should be a good game between two sides that are competing well at the top of the league, Pete.
Yeah, I do. Biggleswade, you look down the league and you see Biggleswade in 14th, but that is a real false position because they've got at least 2 games in hand on all the teams above them. And as it was pointed out, if they win the games in hand, they could be above Hertford, who currently are 5th in the table. So it's going to be a good game between two teams who like to play football on a perfect surface. I always think that the artificial surfaces, a lot of people tell us, are much better when it's rained on them because the ball tends to skip across the top. So hopefully that will be the case this afternoon. 2 teams are just about to come out. Let's take you through the team lineup. So also on the injured list this week was my printer, which means I've gone old school on the team lineup, written it all out. And I'm so grateful to Ben Hurd because Hertford's team is unchanged from the team that won at Kempston Rovers this time last week by 4-1. So they'll start with Luke Mewitts in goal. The back 4, which has Ryan Burnell at right back, Kurai Mashani, who's having a great season at left back, 2 centre backs, Charlie Payne and Ben Hurd. Joe Bennett will operate just in front of those to shield the back 4. And then central midfield, Billy Mardell-Smith and Brian Garzon. And the front 3, Sonny Coughlin-Brown and Sendedge, with Wilson Burnell going through the middle. On the substitutes bench for the home side this afternoon is Cardozo, Kalade Saludin, Connor Clark, who's back here having had a little quick loan spell at Harbington Town, Manny Robe and Urgis Pepage. As far as Biggleswade are concerned, they haven't been in action since I saw them last time, and that was on the 28th of October when they beat Ware 4-0, playing at the Erie as they ground share with Bedford Town. So they only made one change from that lineup. They started with Tyler Josephs in goal. Their 2 fullbacks are Adam Hunt and Miguel Lopez de Matos. 2 centre-backs are Laurie Marsh and Adam Tilson. And then in midfield they'll operate with Michael Simpson, the teenager Rio Martucci, really impressed last time I saw him, and Daniel Kari Evans, who's former Cambridge United youth player and is on loan at Biggleswade. And a front 3 of Alex Marsh, Dan Bond and George Bailey. On the subs bench for the visitors, Oliver Snaith, Jack Dickerson, Charlie Hayford, Brady Before, and also Amelie Kaunda, who was signed yesterday, another player on loan from Cambridge United. 2 teams are out with our referee, who is Joe Burgess from Basildon, and his assistants. And one of them is Rhys Taylor, and the other one is Bernia Alexandru Tedor, which I think is a brilliant name for an official.
Great, isn't it? I bet you're glad, though, that you don't have to keep calling his name out during the game.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad he's not the referee and he's just a referee's assistant. They're probably glad that referees don't have their names on their backs either. We need very, very broad shoulders. Well, Biggleswade are out in their fluorescent strip, fluorescent lime green, I think you'd call that. We're not going to miss them this afternoon. Hertford go to the stable end. And, well, when we saw Ben Hurd, I mean, interestingly, against Welwyn Garden City, and it was 0-0, Ben said to us, well, we need to start scoring goals. Well, since then they've scored a hatful, and last time we saw him, he said we were praising Brian Garzon, and he said the one thing he needs to add to his game is goals. Last week, goes to Kempton, scores twice. I mean, the prophecies of Ben Hurd, he seems to see it all coming.
That's it, yeah. I mean, I think they've been fantastic these last few weeks. They really have. Ben was saying to us, a couple of other people were saying to us, that they've struggled to find the net, and they have been creating the chances, but they're struggling to get that end product in, and they seem to have done that the last few weeks. They've really putting some goals in the net, and I think it's created a buzz amongst all the fans here as well. They're really starting to believe in this team and thinking how far they can go.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice buzz amongst the team as well. Ben was saying how they're probably the most together team he's had here. They all fight for each other, and certainly that's been showing on the pitch for them. There are other games, of course, in Southern League Division 1 Central. No Welwyn Garden City, that's off, as is Kings Langley against Stockfold, but where we're in action, they're at home to Hadley, and they've got a real goalkeeping crisis going on because Fred Burbage was injured on Tuesday night in the Hart Senior Cup, and Michael Toner, at the age of 38, who was only signed a couple of weeks ago, in his second spell at Ware, he's their goalkeeper this afternoon against Hadley, so that's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Leaders are got a local derby on this afternoon as well, Bedford against Kempston, and then it's Kidlington against AFC Dunstable and Tame against Leighton Town. So Hertford can do themselves a favour at the top of the table. They started this morning in 5th, and it's very much anybody's up for grabs, as we know, at the top of the table. So we're just about to get underway. Commentary position bang on the halfway line, as we like it. The Smile IT, Hertford in familiar blue shirts, white sleeves and blue shorts, kicking from right to left, are going to get us underway. Referee looks at his watch, and away we go in Southern League Division 1 Central. Long ball played out to this near side, which Adam Hunt will just let go out of play for a throw-in. He's one of quite a few players in his Biggleswade side with local connections, was formerly of Welwyn Garden City. Throw comes in, Alex Marsh is beaten to it, Burnell is beaten to it by Tilson, but here's Mashani. Tries to find Joe Bennett, but it's headed forward by Michael Simpson, and it's the Alex Marsh to his brother Laurie. Laurie on that far side to the left fullback, Lopez de Matos. He's coming forward, but sorted out by Hertford. Billy Mardell Smith picks the ball on the edge of his own area, finds Ben Hurd down by the corner flag. That isn't a very good ball by Ben Hurd, and the shot will fire in from quite a distance out. It came in from Laurie Marsh. He's only scored one this season. Got hold of that one, but in the end just flew a little bit over. I could say actually he's playing in central midfield, and actually it's Daniel Kerry-Evans who's playing in the back four alongside Adam Tilson. He had a very good game when I saw him against Ware, but I don't know if that was a good afternoon to judge really, because Ware was simply awful. Then again, it always goes, you can only really beat, can't you, what's in front of you, and Biggleswade did it confidently on that occasion. So Luke Mewitt's going to restart, chip the ball out on this near side to Karai Mashani. Mashani, one of those runs already starting, going across to the halfway line. Joe Bennett picks the ball up for Hertford. Down the line, Wilson Burnell will try and get the other side of Tilson, and does. Wilson Burnell still going, can keep the ball in. It's brought down by Tilson, and that's going to be a free kick to Hertford. Obligingly right by the pillar in the stand, so we can't see it, but it's probably about 5 yards outside the 18-yard box. Good run by Wilson.
Yeah, it was a good run, and he's the referee's not happy with that. He's getting his card out straight away. So I think that's good. He's setting the precedence for the rest of the game.
Well, got the referee's assessor sitting 2 rows in front. He would have been impressed by that. Let's see if we're impressed with this free kick. Brian Garzon is going to take it. Hertford have got plenty in the box to aim at. Still not the biggest team in the world, as we know. So Mashani just jogging up to the edge of the penalty area. Whistle sounds. Here comes the free kick, headed out by Laurie Marsh. As far as Joe Bennett volleys it back and doesn't get the goal in a connection he got 2 weeks ago against North Lee when one of those ended up in the back of the net. Hertford have got defending to do here. Ben Hurd takes the ball away and plays it to Ryan Burnell, and it's going to find its way all the way back to the goalkeeper Luke Mewett. Luke's long kick for Ryan Burnell, who's got a bit of space to move into down that right-hand side. Plugs the ball inside for Brian Garzon. Garzon stretches those long legs. He's on the edge of the area. Is Garzon? Well, he fancied the shot, but in the end it was rather something and nothing that drifted wide. But once again, as we saw 2 weeks ago, once they start coming forwards, they look dangerous.
Yeah, they do. They've got a lot of pace, going forward, and they do like creating those opportunities, don't they? So I'm just going to point out one thing, Pete. I know we like to mention the goalkeepers' kits and things like that, but the Biggleswade keeper, he looks like he's wearing a bib, doesn't he?
Looks like a reverse West Ham, actually, doesn't it? He's got sort of light blue bib and claret sleeves and claret shorts. As Tyler Josephs, as Joe Bennett picks the ball up just shy of the halfway line. Sonny Coughlin-Brown goes backwards to Ryan Burnell, who goes all the way backwards to Luke Mewett, who's wearing that orange shirt and shorts as he does. Ball deep inside the Hertford half, played across the box by Charlie Bain to Ben Hurd. Ben's ball again, he's not a certain one, and gives it away to Alex Marsh, left hand side of the box. Alex Marsh fires in the shot, bounds off Billy Mardell Smith and goes behind for the first corner of the afternoon, and Ben doesn't seem to have got his radar right. The second time he's given the ball away there.
No, it doesn't there, does it? I mean, I think this is one thing that Hertford need to watch out for. These first early minutes, it does seem that Biggleswade are pressing quite high up the pitch, and they're aware of how Hertford like to play it out from the back. So perhaps that's one thing for them to watch out for.
Martucci takes the corner and it's aimed to the far post, but that was good defending in the end by Charlie Payne with Laurie Marsh all over him. And Hertford perhaps a chance to break here. Garzon's long ball forwards, looking for the send edge, but Adam Hunt will get in the way. Mardell Smith will head it down nicely from Mashani. On the halfway line is Karai Mashani, turns back to Ben Hurd. Switches play from left to right. Ryan Burnell in possession goes back to Ben Hurd again. One thing you'd say about Biggleswade, I notice, is against Ware, is they are very well organised and they cover every bit of ground. Northley left a few gaps open 2 weeks ago, but I think you're going to find that against this Biggleswade team. And I think the Hertford are finding that at the moment. Here's Garzon. We know what he can do. Plays the ball right to Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell drifts inside Laurie March and puts it to Sonny Coughlin-Brown, but just a little bit too much on it. And the ball goes out for a throw-in to the visitors from Biggleswade. 3 away wins already this season for the visitors. The one at Welwyn Garden City, of course, on opening day 5-2. And they've also won at Kempston in the FA Cup and Barton in the league. So got a reasonable record. It's only their 7th away trip of the season, amazingly. Although we're getting towards the latter end of November. The last 3 games have all been postponed, which has been frustrating for them. Got the ball now, though. Martucci, long ball, far side. Laurie Marsh will pick it up. Plays the ball inside, but Bailey couldn't get hold of it. And Hertford will clear through Charlie Payne. Finds Mashani on this near side, back inside the area for Charlie Payne, slotting into the number 5 jersey in the absence of Harry Gilsey. Here's Ryan Burnell on that right hand side. He started off almost like a right winger rather than a right fullback, Brian Garzon has it on the halfway line, finds Sonny Coughlin-Brown back inside the Hertford half for Ben Hurd. Drifts it across field for Charlie Payne to pick it up. Charlie's ball forward is a good one. Sendedge's touch wasn't good. Brings down Martucci, who felt that. And Biggleswade will get themselves a freak in. I think noticeable at the moment, Hertford having trouble moving the ball forward, because I was saying Biggleswade are so disciplined.
Yeah, they're looking very organised, aren't they? They're not giving Hertford any space at all, and for that movement, they're struggling to to create anything, and get the ball sort of like moving forward up the pitch. So it looks like it's going to be a tough afternoon, and all it takes is one opportunity, one little break, and they could be in.
Free kick by Laurie Marsh, a poor one in the end, all the way along the ground almost, and Hertford could have a chance to break here. Wilson Burnell's on the right hand side, plays it further down to Ryan Burnell, but he's overcooked it. The ball goes out for a goal kick to Biggleswade, but sign how quickly we know that Hertford can break. 8 minutes gone here at the Smile IT. It's 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf Direct with Pete and Simon. I can tell you Mitch Harner's just scored for Ware. They lead Hadley by a goal to nil. I'm right in thinking, I think that's Mitch's second goal of the season. But Mitch Harner's given Ware the lead. Darren Furlong's back after his ban, but because of Fred Burbage's injury, they've got Michael Toner in goal. So it'll be an interesting afternoon at Watson Park, but they lead by a goal to nil. They're sixth in the table. Hertford are fifth. Both have the same number of points. Ware have a game in hand. Ben Hurd on the edge of his own 18-yard box plays the ball across field to Charlie Payne, who finds Karai Mashani. Here's Brian Garzon coming deep. When Brian Garzon ticks, so do Hertford. And got quite a goal-scoring record as well, 8 in 11 so far for the dual national, who has got an Ecuadorian heritage. As Joe Bennett picks the ball up inside the area, finds Garzon yet again on that far side. Bennett will get it back forward for Ben Hurd, who does well to shake off three defenders. Finds Joe Bennett, who finds Mashani. Could be possibilities for Hertford here. Here's Sendedge, first chance to have a run down this left-hand side. The number 11 drifts past one, but crunching tackle comes in from Adam Hunt, and Biggleswade get the ball back. Here's Alex Marsh, Dan Bond's dummy, doesn't find the intended target, and the Hertford will get the ball back with Sonny Coughlin-Brown. Brings in Billy Mardell-Smith. Busy player, Billy Mardell-Smith, young 17-year-old. There's Charlie Payne. Finds Mashani right in front of us here, still inside the Hertford down and a half. A little bit of nip in the air, but the big coat's back in the wardrobe. Which it's always strange when it does get cold. It's something like 13 degrees out there this afternoon. Garzon just chips the ball off of Rio Martucci, and wins a throw-in for Hertford just inside the Biggleswade half. We'll have a half-time sequence coming up, and we'll be telling you a little bit about Biggleswade. It's a very, very quickly put together one, it's got to be said, because I thought I was going to be telling you about Barton Rovers, but you'll be glad to know there is a Muppet link, so all that'll be coming up at half-time. Charlie Payne finds Karai Mashani on the halfway line. Sendedge back for Charlie Payne. It's been a cagey beginning here at the Smile IT. Long ball forward, good one by Ben Hurd, ball down nicely by Coughlin-Brown. He moves inside and then sends Ryan Burnell going down the right touchline. Burnell's cross, a good one. Sendedge can't get his head to it, just eased out of the way by Tilson. Otherwise that would have been a good opportunity, but it could be one at the other end now as Alex Marsh is coming forward for Biggleswade Town. Plays it square to his brother Laurie. Laurie Marsh delays just a little bit, and that's allowed Hertford to get bodies behind the ball as the ball pushed forward in the end by George Bailey, but straight into the arms of Luke Mewett. Just for a minute seemed like the game was opening up a bit there. Here's Mashani onto the halfway line for Wilson Burnell. Turns for Joe Bennett. Joe looking right for Sonny Coughlin-Brown, who picks the ball up on that far side. Away from the Matos and plays it back to Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell back into his own half for Ben Hurd. Immediate look up, and once more it's that square ball across to Charlie Bain. It's a young Hertford side, but there is plenty of experience in that defence with those two, and also with Joe Bennett just playing in front of it. As Ben Hurd plays the ball far side, but one of the teenagers, Sonny Coghlan-Brown, still inside his own half, plays it back to Ben. Ben picks up just a little bit of pace, but then squares it back to Charlie Payne, who finds Brian Garzon, who's come deep on this near side. Garzon, though, doesn't like what's in front of him, and so plays it back once again to the number 5. Charlie Payne, long ball, diagonally left to right, looking for Coghlan-Brown, who this time can't really control it, and Biggleswade will get it clear, but they'll give the ball away again. Hertford will get it back with Ben Hurd. Here's Garzon inside the centre circle. Sendage calling for it on this near side. That's where it's going to go. Sendage with Alex Marsh in front of him. Goes backwards, but Joe Bennett will go forward now. And here's Mardell Smith. Right hand side for Coghlan-Brown. He's got Ryan Burnell in front of him, but the ball's a poor one and ends up drifting out of play. Both these teams know how to find the nets. Biggleswade just scored 38 this season, and Hertford have scored 37. But Hertford have only kept one clean sheet. Biggleswade have only kept 2. One of them in a very strange game in the FA Cup, where they beat Malden Tiptree 8-0 at home. And the other one in the 4-0 win against Ware, as Mashani is forced to go backwards from the bars from Sendage and brings in Charlie Payne. Charlie Payne will find Joe Bennett, and he goes right hand side for Ben Hurd. Once again Ben looking up, this time chips it forward, looking for Mardell Smith, who made a decent run, but there's 2 big central defenders there in the shape of Tilson and Kerry Evans, and I don't think the high ball's going to do much good, because I suppose if you can have one criticism of this Hertford side in their lineup, is that they are quite a short team, as Joe Bennett does well and Mashani does equally well. Bennett will bring in Ben Hurd, and not much aerial threat, Simon.
No, there's not, is there? I mean, that's the one thing that we have said in the throughout this season, isn't it? That there's not a lot of height in the team at all.
It's a little bit of a dispute on whose throw it is on the far side. I think it's going to be a Biggleswade throw, and it is. It's going to be Miguel Lopez de Matos, as the ball finds its way on this side to Adam Hunt. Tries to go around Sendage, plays it to the edge of the area where he picks up Alex Marsh. Marsh will have another go, bounce off of Sendage, and racing across his Luke Newitt to keep the ball in and stop it going out for a corner kick. Charlie Payne will pick up the ball for Hertford. I've got my floodlight on because it's a little bit dull here at the Smile ID. Deep inside the Hertford half is Ben Hurd. Hertford, of course, got this 5 consecutive home wins on the trot. 6 wouldn't be a record, because back in 2015 they managed 7. I think you said that was in the Spartan South Midlands, but still a notable achievement. As Sendage picks the ball up on the left-hand side of the area, going right, going left, plays the ball across. Wilson Burnell can't get the shot in, and Mashani thought he might be in there, but in the end it was Simpson who put the ball behind for a corner, and Sendage, well, he didn't really know, did he? Right, left, and in the end, time ran out.
Yeah, no, it was looking just for that, find that little gap and that little bit of space for him to create a shot. Obviously, try to play it to Wilson, but a good positive move for Hertford, and a good sign for them. Garzon's
corner, and it's pushed up in the air by Tyler Josephs, and is that going to go behind for a corner? No, I think it is. One on the other side of the field. A postponed match. Bedford Town against Kempston has been postponed. It's interesting. So Bedford were in an abandon controversy the other week, weren't they? So
they did, yeah. It's I mean, that's the thing. We were saying about teams having games to catch up, so that could have a detrimental effect on them.
Good indeed. The corner comes across from Brian Garzon, aimed at the near post. Burnell can't head it. Adam Hunt got there first. Hertford will get the ball back with Ben Hurd deep inside his own half. So, obviously a late call-off there at the area, ground that Biggleswade know well because they share it. They're the tenants to Bedford Town. As Hertford have the ball, and I've got to say they royally looked after me when I was there as well. I'll give you a little bit on that in a second as Joe Bennett picks the ball up. What's the news, Simon?
Yeah, so the referee has called the game off because there is a patch near one of the penalty areas which he deemed unsafe. So that's why that Bedford-Kempston game is off.
Hey, it's so frustrating, isn't it? A very late call-off like that. As Sendage again tries to show some trickery, but Michael Simpson reads it. Alex Marsh will bring the ball down the right-hand side. He's looking to put it across to Dan Bond on that far side, but comes to nothing at all. Crunching challenge by Adam Hunt sends Sendage more sprawling to the turf. I think it was an unfair one. I think both players were just going for the ball, but Sendage certainly felt that one. As Physio is going to come out and just have a give Hertford's number 11 a bit of attention.
Yeah, I think Billy was just saying to the ref, and the ref saying, look, it's just two players coming together. So I don't think he's going to need a word from the referee. But he's, as I say, hopefully he's setting up now, and hopefully he's going to get the treatment that will enable him to continue for the rest of the game.
So at the time, I wish my eyesight was better because I could read what the referee's assessor has just put there because he was writing over that, but I can't. So,
should have bought our telescope.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got my phone, I can zoom in and have a look.
He's not using red ink either, that would have been handy. But Sendage is back and okay anyway, so it's going to be a drop ball which the referee will invite. I think Laurie Marsh to Alex Marsh, or is it Mashani? In fact, he'll invite Mashani to take the ball and return it to Charlie Bain on the edge of the penalty area. 19 minutes have gone here at the Smile IT on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct. Thanks to them as always for allowing us to continue our coverage as Joe Bennett's ball beats out Sendage. Time to have a run again, left hand side, drifts inside, good tackle by Adam Hunt, and Simpson comes forward as well, finds Daniel Bond on the halfway line across the far side of the field, but slows down just a little bit, and Martucci finds George Bailey, who goes down under challenge from Ryan Burnell, and Biggleswade will have a free kick. Certainly when Hertford go forward, they're going to have to watch Biggleswade on the break on a couple of occasions. They come forward very quickly. Laurie Marsh will take the kick, brings in Adam Hunt, very experienced fullback on this near side. Good cross, and in the end it was a good header from Charlie Payne, with Alex Marsh coming in there, and Biggleswade get a corner. But Charlie did very well there. He was taken very quickly. Far side of the field, Bailey has to go all the way back to Dos Matos, and Bailey will get it back, plays it inside the area. Here's Dan Bond, and out comes Luke Newitt, but there's a linesman's flag up on this near side, but danger lurking for Hertford.
Yeah, another good move there from Biggleswade, and as you say, it's something they've got to look out for because they are breaking really quickly, and they're breaking in groups as well, aren't they? So as you said, they're well organised. They know what they're doing, and they know when they get that opportunity, and where and how to break. And it's so far it's working for them, but it's not quite had the end product that they would want yet.
Well, if you have a look at the league table this morning, you'd see one team in 5th place and the other in 14th. But as we've said with games in hand, that doesn't tell the true story. And certainly the opening 20 minutes here, there's been absolutely nothing between them. As Charlie Payne plays the ball down the line of Mashani. We haven't seen any of those foraging runs forward yet from Gurai Mashani. But here he goes now. Plays the ball inside to Garzon, who drifted into a bit of space as he tends to do. Brian Garzon looking on that far side. Cotland Brown wants it. Garzon turns though from right to left, brings in Mashani. Here is Karai Mashani. Fires the shot and puts it in the back of the net to get Hertford the lead. We said he hadn't made one of those marauding runs. Well, he only needs it to come forward once. And Karai Mashani scores his first goal of the season And Hertford lead 1-0.
Oh, fantastic move. You know, Mashani started that from down just in front of us, played in Garzon inside. Great run from Brian Garzon. He's drifted right across the pitch and, you know, cut back across, seen Mashani's face on the edge of the box. He's taken one touch, you know, gone forward into the goalkeeper, down into the bottom left-hand corner. Fantastic goal. And Pete, you're going to have to say things like that more often, I think.
I've got the Ben Hurd touch, haven't I? But Mashani is, well, people will know if they listen to my commentaries, him and Brian Garzon have absolutely changed this team. He's only 17 and he is one heck of a prospect. There's no doubt about that. Finished it off beautifully, and it was all set up by Garzon finding that little space between the back four and central midfield that he tends to do so well. So Hertford leading here by a goal to nil. But we're in fifth place. This could take them above Cirencester if it stays the same, but I've got a feeling there'll be more goals in this game. And Biggleswade concede. They've come back twice this season to win games. Come back once to draw. And Hertford's record when they've scored their first goal, well, it's impressive because they've won all 5. So let's see if they can make this 6. Charlie Payne to Ben Hurd. Ben forward for Brian Garzon again. And ball goes out of play. And we're approaching December, and dare I say the Christmas word. And when you look at this Hertford side, that local derby against Ware on Boxing Day is going to be some match, I think.
Oh, you have to rub it in, don't you? You know I can't take it. But yeah, I mean that's going to be fantastic. And you know, I don't know if people at home can hear, but you know that goal has really created a lift and a buzz in the crowd now as well. You know they're happy to see. They really are. I know from speaking to fans, before and after the games, they're really enjoying the football at the moment.
Here's Mashani again. Plays the ball out left to Billy Mardell-Smith. Mardell-Smith looking for Mashani. Mashani pulls it across the box. Garzon was waiting, but Biggleswade managed to get it clear, but only as far as Ryan Burnell. Midway inside the Biggleswade half. Here's Joe Bennett. Billy Mardell-Smith. Mashani stayed forward on this left-hand side. Mashani's got Sendedge in front of him. There's Wilson Burnell on the edge of the area. Skips his way past Tilson. Wilson still going and chips it on the far side to Ryan Burnell. Burnell forward inside the area for Garzon. Fires in the shot. Oh, Josephson spilled it, but in the end manages to get there and ahead of Sendedge. But Brian Garzon hardly any back left from the edge of the area, and the goalkeeper looks in trouble.
Yeah, you were stretching for that, wouldn't you? I think if Sendedge had sort of made that run in before, as the ball was moving, instead of waiting for the goalkeeper to parry it, he might have just about got there as well.
Well, we followed this Hertford revolution since Ben Hurd got here a few years ago, and this is the payoff for all the hard work, because this may be a young side, but it's got an experienced base, and it's absolutely brimming with confidence at the moment. It's ball pushed forward though by Biggleswade. Simpson brings in George Bailey, but look at that from Ryan Burnell. Manages to get his way back and push the ball out for a throw-in to Biggleswade, two teenage fullbacks who really are looking the part here in Southern League Division 1 Central. We're leading 1-0 as far as we know in their game against Hadley. Mitch Hahn scored the goal for Hall's team, and a fraught week for him trying to find a goalkeeper. And Ryan Burnell on the edge of the area brings in Joe Bennett, who's another player who's made such a difference. Here's Sendedge. But Tilson read the ball well, but Hertford will maintain possession with Mashani. Mashani looks up, plays the ball all the way back, and Mashani is definitely the latest in a long line of very, very accomplished left-backs they've had in this young revolution here. One thinks of Max Hudson, of course, who went to Ipswich, to Josh Bryant, who's now playing at Welling Garden City as well. And Mashani is the latest one, and here he goes down this left-hand side. Plays the ball to Mardell-Smith on the halfway line. Inside for Garzon, almost got his way around Tilson, but Adam Tilson did well. Brings in Alex Marsh, who's crowded out by Hertford shirts. And it's not only the pretty stuff from this team. they get players behind the ball and they're not afraid of a tackle either. As Mashani and Joe Bennett have a little bit of keep ball is Mardell Smith, who, Billy Mardell Smith just plays that important role, doesn't he? He picks the ball up, he puts it in the right place, and very rarely plays the ball away to the opposition.
Yeah, no, he's a fantastic young player. I remember when he broke into the side last season, Pete, and obviously, you weren't here, and I said to you at the beginning of this season, how fantastic he is. He's that little link, isn't he, between sort of like, defence and attack. He plays them balls, he finds that little bit of space, and you very, very rarely see him play a stray pass. And I think for his age, just turned 17, he's a fantastic young player with another one with a very bright future.
Absolutely, and I think the mix that they've got together there in that central midfield is absolutely perfect between Joe Bennett, Brian Garzon and Billy Mardell Smith. It just works so well because all three of them do their job, know where they should be, and they're proving very, very effective. Hertford leading 1-0. Karim Mashani's first goal of the season, scored after 22 minutes, separates the two teams as we've had 28 minutes here at the Smile IT, 90 minutes live with Pete and Simon in association with Easy Shelf Direct, and a good afternoon so far for our teams as we are leading by 8 goals to 0 at Hadley as well, just down the road at Watson Park. Welling Garden City unfortunately called off this morning, which means they'll have a few to catch up on. They've had a few postponements, and game Mark Weatherstone would like to have played, of course, because they had a very good win last week as well at Leighton Town. Joe Bennett doing well to maintain possession with bright lime shirts all over him, and it's back inside the 18-yard area for Ben Hurd, who spots the runner Sendage on this near side. Sendage will keep it in. Adam Hunt is the defender. Sendage goes round him. Can he keep it in? He gambles across the box. Tilton gets it caught under his feet, but in the end does manage to clear as far as the halfway line. Well, that was a super ball by Ben Hurd, who's Mashani midway inside the Biggleswade half. Joe Bennett picks it up. Mashani will get it again. Joe Bennett plays it across to the right hand side before Ryan Burnell just chips it past George Bailey for Sonny Coghlan-Brown. Coghlan-Brown has to turn, but Brian Garzon's there. But Coghlan-Brown going all the way, but then putting it back to the halfway line for Ben Hurd, who will turn and find Charlie Payne. It's almost like those two are joined together with a bit of string. Absolute understanding between the two experienced players at the base of the Hertford defence, and also the experienced player in Joe Bennett just in front of them, and that makes a really nice trio, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it is. You think you play the game in triangles, so to speak, don't you? And that I think is one of the important triangles of this team, and what has really helped them progress this season. I think the other progression is, young Harry Gilzean's out at the moment, but he's very much in the mix. And also, when you look at the bench, there's a bit of strength on the bench these days. Manny Rove's a box of tricks. Sergis Pepper, I think he's very unlucky not to get in the side in midfield. He'd probably slide into a lot of sides in this division. So there is certainly a bit of quality on the bench these days as well. As Coghlan-Brown goes up over the top of Dan Bond. Sonny Coghlan-Brown has felt that, and the referee's going to have to stop because he's holding his head. Once again, it was just a fair challenge between two players, but Sonny came worse off there. Yeah, there's no malice in that, is there? And he's jumped up. I think he's just landed awkwardly, hit his head, and rightly so. The referees paused the game for the physio to come on. Reece Brown is out, doing the magic sponge trick. And Stable End is deserted at the moment, but don't let that fool you, because it will be filling up for the second half, which will be the goal which Biggleswade are defending, and it'll also be with the classically trained choir, if you believe Brian Jennings' Twitter, X, shouldn't say Twitter. I know some of those faces, and classically trained, I refute that claim. So do I. We spoke to Lucas outside earlier. No way, can't be. But won't see any of them on The Voice with Tom Jones, I'm sure. But Sonny Coghlan-Brown's okay. He's going to have to go off to come back on again. silly rule, but there you go. And the game will restart. Referee just having a look. I think it's going to be another drop ball occasion. I think he will give it back to the side who were in possession at the time, who were Biggleswade, which is fair enough. He's just telling George Bailey what he wants. Referee still pointing, and drops the ball at the feet of George Bailey, and away we go again. Laurie Marsh's ball forward, look for Alex Marsh, who'd run into the box, but not quite put it together yet. They did look dangerous, those three, in the game I saw on the beat where 4-0, but not quite dovetailing together. Dan Bond, of course, was here for a couple of seasons at Hertford player. Made 30 appearances, and he made 2 seasons at Welling Garden City as well. It's Sendedge going down the left-hand side. Another former Welling Garden City player, Adam Hunt, is in the way, but Sendedge has still got the ball. Finds Garzon, found another nice position. Garzon goes around 2, plays the ball left for Mashani. Mashani controls it, edge of the area for Sendedge. Sendedge tries a trick or two, but has to go backwards for Charlie Payne. Here's Sendedge again for Mashani. Mashani back inside his own half for Ben Hurd, and Hertford are all in this game at the moment. Biggleswade having real trouble since the goal. Good ball forward by Ben Hurd to Sendedge. Sendedge got Adam Hunt in front of him. Here go the tricks. There goes the ball across the box. Too far though. Coughlin Brown won't collect it, and George Bailey will let it run out of play for a throw-in to Biggleswade, but at the moment anyway, well, they've got a problem now with Biggleswade with Michael Simpson, who's gone down on the edge of the 18-yard area, which means Amy Radford, the physio, has got to come out and attend to him. But Hertford are making a good ball-playing side look particularly second best at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said to me previously, when Biggleswade played Ware, that how well you was impressed with them. You said this afternoon, and I was expecting to see a little bit more of them today, but I think it's to do with the way that Hertford are playing as well. They're not giving them that so much space, and I think also since the goal, Hertford have come into the game a little bit more. They're finding a couple of little pockets of space and creating some things to worry this Biggleswade defence. So it's all shaping up to be a good afternoon.
11 minutes before half time, plus quite a bit of stoppage time, probably 3 or 4 I think, as Michael Simpson is still down getting treatment from the physio. A couple of substitutes, in fact 4 Biggleswade substitutes are warming up. There's of the substitutes they've got Oliver Snaith who could fit into midfield, Charlie Ayford as well, so do have cover, but they won't want to lose Michael Simpson, former Stopfold player. He's going off, but looks like he's going to be able to continue. So for a break in play here on 90 Minutes Live, half-time sequence coming up. Tell you about Biggleswade, what's happening in the Golden Boot, and all that coming up, as well as a look around with what else is happening around the league. Well, there isn't that much, because game's been off. Kings Langley and Welling Garden City called off earlier, and Bedford Downs game right at the last minute against Kempston. That was the only saving grace in that one, is that the visitors didn't have far to go back. But, game has restarted. It's Adam Tilson for Biggleswade playing the ball down this near side for the overlapping Adam Hunt, but Charlie Baines in the row of that one, gives it away to Alex Marsh, and Laurie Marsh will continue a run down this right hand side. Good challenge coming in from Sendedge, which will put the ball out for a throw in. Adam Hunt will take it for Dave Northfield's team. George Bailey comes short, but he goes for Alex Marsh in the area, takes deflection and goes behind for a corner. Having said that, Hertford don't have much aerial threats, considerable aerial threat from Biggleswade in the shape of big Adam Tilson, who's going into the box there. So corner to be taken. Luke Mewitt's got both arms up in the air as goes near post, but it's well blocked, and Alex Marsh just fed it in. I think it was Luke Mewitt who put it behind. good idea. Didn't quite come off. They're going to take the short one here. Dan Bond fancied it, but no, it's going to be put across the box from this near side. It's a decent goal. Oh, Tilson couldn't head it, and Hertford managed to scuff it clear, but that was a real opportunity. Had Adam Tilson connected, Luke Newitt would have had a problem. Could have one here, but goes up in the air under challenge in the end from Laurie Marsh, but big goalkeeper stands his stead, and Hertford come away with the ball with Brian Garzon. Ball on this near side, so they hit the send edge, and it will go out for a throw in. But certainly if Adam Tilson would have connected there, Hertford could have been in trouble.
Yeah, they definitely could have done. It was a great cross, and he just looked to hesitate for a little moment, didn't he? And that was definitely the best opportunity they created this game so far.
There's Charlie Payne deep inside his own half, back for Luke Newitt. Tushi is the closest Biggleswade player, but can't get near him. Coughlin Brown's beaten on the halfway line by George Bailey. Well, the Hertford bench weren't particularly happy with the challenge. The ball's given away to Billy Mardell Smith midway inside the Biggleswade half. Billy's got a chance here, plays it to Brian Garzon. Oh, for once, Brian Garzon's first touch lets him down, and the ball rolls to Tyler Joseph. And at the other end, once more, is Biggleswade with a quick break. But Alex Marsh has had to put the brakes on, finds Michael Simpson, and it's all the way back in the end with Corey Evans.
I think with that chance though, Pete, Billy, I don't think Billy was looking for Brian. I think he was looking for Sonny Coughlin Brown, who was coming in further aside on the right hand side, and Brian sort of got in the way.
As ball forward as player goes down on the edge of the area, but it is Michael Simpson for Biggleswade Town, brings in Alex Marsh for Biggleswade rather. They won't like that, will they? Long ball forward, but goes out. Sorry about that if you're listening from Bedfordshire. But unusual, and I meant to look it up actually. Are there many towns which can support 3 football teams playing at a good level in non-league football? Because we've got Biggleswade Town and Biggleswade United, of course. So, don't know. Maybe we'll look it up and find out.
There can't be many, surely. I think it's great for non-league as well. You've got that many teams, and creates some nice rivalries for them as well, I guess.
Certainly does. As the ball finds Mashani on this near side, Charlie Payne inside his own area. Alex Marsh making life difficult for him, and I think Charlie's should have thumped this one towards the halfway line. Wilson Burnell will make sure that Kerry Evans, he left it to Tyler Josephs, who had to come right on the edge of his area. Had he missed that, then would have been a clear run through. Mardell Smith goes down under challenge from Martushi's fellow teenage number 8. And in the end, Billy will get a free kick for Hertford Town. Charlie Payne will take it. In fact, he's going to leave it to Ben Hurd. Looking forward for options. Garzon on the move. But doesn't take that one. Sendedge has got a bit of space down this left-hand side. It goes centrally to Wilson Burnell, who turns nicely away from Laurie Marsh. Going on the edge of the area, kind of lost his way a little bit, and in the end plays it back to Sonny Coughlin Brown. Coughlin Brown down the line to Wilson Burnell. Burnell turns away from one, shoved to the ground in the end, and that's going to be a free kick against Miguel Lopez de Matos. And the referee's assistant was right on it, but it wasn't difficult to see that one.
No, definitely not. It was a clear shove, wasn't it? So I think if he was a few yards further down the pitch, he'd just spotted that one from there. So definitely. I
think the referee's assessor just put a tick there also. Good for him. Free kick right down by the corner. It's basically a corner, right down by the corner flag on the far side. Brian Garzon will take it. Another one before half time at the end. Garzon's kick is a good one. He's headed. It comes off Ben Hurd's shoulder in the end, and Sendedge will pick it up left hand side of the box, chips it back across to the far post, up in the air by Michael Simpson. Billy Mardell Smith is there, and he'll just watch it go behind for another corner. Panic stations just a little bit for Biggleswade defending that one. Another corner though. Brian Garzon will take it once more from that far side. Again, it's a decent one. Chipped in over the top of Sendage and everybody else. Joe Bennett will retrieve it on the edge of the area. Plays it in field for Ben Hurd. Still deep inside Biggleswade territory. Here's Sendage for Ryan Burnell. Tries to turn the ball inside, but Simpson was in the way in the end, and Dan Bond will bring in Alex Marsh, who will find George Bailey. Could be possibilities here for Biggleswade, but Bailey's ball in the end sends Martucci just a little bit wide. Still in possession is Adam Hunt. Hunt will try and put it across the box. Gets a reflection from Ben Hurd and straight into the arms of Luke Newitt, who's not had anything directly to save. That Adam Tilson, the header, which, lack of a header, it's got to be said, was Biggleswade's best opportunity. The other end, it's Hertford have had the chances, and the one taken by Garai Mashani after 22 minutes is what separates the team. Biggleswade got the ball though, right outside of the Hertford box, but again it's a poor one across the area from Laurie Marsh, and Hertford will pick it up. Coghlan Brown forward for Wilson Burnell, who's got some space to run into here. Turns away from Tilson, turns away from Laurie Marsh. Still Wilson Burnell. Wilson Burnell turns away from Martucci, but then goes down under challenge. And George Bailey will bring the ball away for Biggleswade. He hits the deck under challenge from Mashani. Thumping challenge coming in from Adam Tilson. And a bicycle kick while he was lying on his back there. But Garzon picks up, edge of the area, fires in the shot. And just wide of the target, all sorts going on in midfield, but Brian Garzon only had one thing in mind, and he wasn't very far away.
Well, after all that calamity in midfield, the football's gone out, found Brian Garzon. Absolutely acres of space he had on that side. Seen the space that he had, and the shot. And obviously, we can't completely tell from here, but he looked very, very close to that far post.
Such an interesting player. Is he opposing teams don't pick him up, or is he so good at picking up space? Oh no, but long may it continue. There's the ball deep inside the half and half with Joe Bennett, who finds Mashani all the way back to Luke Newitt, and Luke just thumps it towards the halfway line. Wilson Burnell comes off the head of Gary Evans, and Martucci wrestles it away from Garzon, but Garzon gets the ball back, picks the pocket of George Bailey, and is then balled down on the halfway line, and Hertford will have a free kick into the last minute of the first half at the Smile IT, and Ben Hurd fancied his chances from the halfway line, and I tell you what, Tyler Joseph looked worried.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, he was backpedaling. He's seen it going, and he was backpedaling and backpedaling. And thankfully, from his point of view, he's seen it sail over the crossbar.
I wonder if Wilson Burnell turned around, looked at him and said, "That's my trick, boss." He's already scored one from round about that range against Hadley here.
Well, I mean, Ben did have that one last season from that sort of distance, so he has had a couple before.
Sendage picks the ball up, finds Mashani. Back to Charlie Payne. Here is Ben Hurd. More familiar position perhaps on the edge of his own area. Finds Ryan Burnell on the far side, down the line for Sonny Coghlan Brown. Sonny drifting the inside, finds Joe Bennett. A cry comes from Garai Mashani on this near side. Here he goes. Inside left position, plays the ball out wide to Sendage. Sendage just a little bit wide. Still in possession though. Sendage back to Joe Bennett. Joe might fancy a shot here, fires it in, comes off the back of Laurie Marsh. And I'll tell you what, if Laurie Marsh hadn't got in the way of that, then Tyler Josephs would definitely had a job to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can see from here that was on target, and he's just managed to sort of deflect it out of the way over the crossbar and over the fence behind him for a Hertford corner. Fourth corner
for Hertford comes in time added on 4 stoppages at the end of the first half here. They lead by a goal to nil, and very good value for it as well. Scored by Garai Mashani after 22 minutes, looking for their 6th consecutive home win. And tell you, David Sota and Liam Dawson have scored for Ware. They lead Adley 3-0. As corner comes across, and it's headed out well at the near post by Michael Simpson. As Martucci thumps it forward. George Bailey's the only one there, but it's 1-against-1 for a moment against Ben Hurd. George Bailey does well to control it. Coming forward is Alex Marsh. Alex Marsh for Dan Bond. Dan Bond will fire in the shots and over the top of the crossbar. And by far and away, Biggleswade's best chance and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see what Dan Bond thinks of that as well as he's walking away from it. You know, he's bowed his head. He's, his head in his hands. And he's very disappointed with that effort, and I think he's tried to pick the wrong slot of the net there for sure.
Well, Watson Bart, Michael Donor might be the inspiration behind where 3-0 up against Adley. He's between the posts this afternoon, but it hasn't mattered. First goal of the season for David Sota, and the 12th of the season for Liam Dolson has made it 3-0 at Watson Park. Paul Halsey, who's had a fractious week trying to find some goalkeeping cover, will be happy with that. Still we go on here at the Smile IT. 2.5 played over the top as Laurie Marsh picks the ball up for Biggleswade. Near side finds Adam Hunt. That's going to be the last action of a very satisfactory first half for the home crowd, to give their side a good round of applause. Hertford lead here by a goal to nil. Karima Shani scored it, excellently set up by Brian Garzon after 22 minutes, and 6 home victories in a row. Well, it's 5.5 here because the half-time score is Hertford 1, Biggleswade 0.
Yeah, great first half there from Hertford, and it's very few opportunities in the early opening stages. They did struggle to find those opportunities, but once they got that goal, I think really Hertford really started to shine through, and caused Biggleswade more problems. A couple of late Biggleswade chances in that half, and you'd have expected them to at least get on target or make connection in the case of that header. But positive signs, and something to build on for the Hertford boys in the second half.
So far, so good. We'll have full commentary, of course, on the second half coming to you, but right after the half-time sequence in association with Easy Shelf Direct, where we tell you a little bit about our visitors who come from the town of Biggleswade, which is 11 miles southeast of Bedford. And it's thought to date back to Saxon times, because in 2001 they found a Saxon coin beside the River Ivel, and it was sold to the British Museum, and at the time it was the most expensive British coin ever purchased. So that was found in Biggleswade. Not so good in Biggleswade in 1785, because they had a big fire there which started at the Crown Inn and spread across the town, destroying a third of it and making 382 people homeless. But it's nice to see that the Crown Inn was rebuilt after that. It was then closed for a while, but it's now re-established, and re-established by Wetherspoons, so it is still open in Biggleswade. Britain's tallest windmill was there at 70 feet. Stood in Hitchin Street until 1967, and also good connection with Hertford. The King's Reach pub, talking of pubs in Biggleswade, that opened in 2018 as Macmullen's most northerly, and their first pub which they ever opened in Bedfordshire, and Macmullen's can't quite see it from here, but it's not far away over the trees on that far side. So decent link between the two towns. Town's been mentioned twice in Samuel Pepys's diaries. Got a mention in Monty Python as well in one of their sketches, and the High Street was in the opening credits of Get Carter, which starred Michael Caine. Famous residents include Dan Olborn, who was the inventor of the tractor, Charles Penrose, who was the man who sung The Laughing Policeman, and also Mary Tilby, who was the founder of Battersea Dogs Home. They all came from Biggleswade, and you're waiting for the Muppet Connection, or maybe not, but you're going to get it anyway, because the Muppet Connection comes courtesy of Derek Scott, who was born in the town in 1921, started his career at the Windmill Theatre and a double act with Tony Hancock, and he then became a composer for film and television, and that included 5 years as a musical director of The Muppet Show. But as well as that, he was the man who played the piano behind Rolf the Dog.
Oh, but
that's good.
That's my favourite one so far. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Well, actually, I can tell you beyond that, I haven't got it written down there, but they produced a CD-ROM of the Muppets back probably about 15 years ago, and he played the drums for Animal.
Oh, wow.
So
multi-talented.
Multi-talented.
And I'll say to you about the, you say that they was used in the opening credits for Get Carter. Not a lot of people know that.
Did he ever say that? We'll never know.
Sorry.
But plenty of links between Michael Caine and the Muppets. Could have used that one.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to bring you some half-time scores. So obviously only the 4 games left on so far today. But Biggleswade Town, they are beating Waltham Abbey by a 1-0. Kidlington, they are also a goal up against AFC Dunstable. Tame United, they were 2-0 down against Leighton Town. They have pulled one back, so that is 2-1 to Leighton Town at half-time. And Ware versus Hadley is 3-0. And those second and third goals, the goal from David Sota and Liam Dawson, must have come extremely quick, because on the Ware Twitter there is literally a minute apart between the 2 posts. So going good for our East Herts sides today. Obviously Welling Garden City is called off for their game against Barton Rovers, but 2 out of 2 at half time so far, Pete.
Yeah, and also the table will look very healthy, because Waltham Abbey are having Bedford's game having been called off. Waltham Abbey are the only team in the other team in the top 5 who are playing, and they're 1-0 down to Biggleswade Town. So Town of Biggleswade might be doing us a favour there, because if Hertford should hold on, and if Ware you would think will hold on, they'll only be a point behind Waltham Abbey, who started this morning in 3rd position. So looking good there, looking good at the top of our Golden Boot as well. Let's tell you about that. 17 is the actually I've got to update it, haven't I? 17 is what tops the leaderboard at the moment. Jamie Marshall of Hertford Heath has got those. As far as I know, their game's still on. They're at home to Lemsford this afternoon in Herts Senior County League Premier. They had an excellent result midweek. They played against Hoddesdon Town, of course, in the Herts Charity Shield, and were only beaten on penalties by a team from the Thurlow Nunn South League. So good performance that by Hertford Heath. And also 16 Ebon for Hatfield Town, 1 goal behind. They were away at Bulldog Town Reserves. And Carmani Collington was there with them as well. He's got 14. Liam Dawson with that goal now scored against Hadley has moved up to 12. And Louis Debenham from Westmill is on 11. And Kendall Gianfi from AFC Welling, whose game was called off earlier on today, has also got 11. So 17 from Jamie Marshall. And we're not even at the end of November.
That's not bad, is it? I'm going to bring you some news from the women. I'm going to bring you the Golden Boot in a second. But I mean, I just want to mention, obviously, we've mentioned it the last few weeks about the Hertford Town Women's FA Cup game. That was last Sunday, and I was playing Haringey Borough from a division above. They're second in their league to Real Bedford ladies, and I mean, Haringey Borough, absolutely going great guns. They've scored a lot of goals this season, very few conceded, and unfortunately Hertford went out of the FA Cup. They went out 3-1. Had a couple of early opportunities, missed a penalty, and there was a massive crowd of 431 down here watching them, which I think was absolutely fantastic. And also, the future looks good for them, because obviously we know they've amalgamated with Menina's that Tom Carr took charge from, and they had one girl from the under 16s who had literally just turned 16, very very recently in the squad. They had 3 17-year-olds starting. They had Libby Felsted, who let's say was just turned 16. She came off the bench and in the second half, just after half time, and she pulled a goal back in the 87th minute on her first game for the club to make it 3-1. So I mean, they've gone out, they've made £8,500 in prize money for the club, which I was speaking to Colin Hay before the game. That's absolutely fantastic. I know, Danny Barley, he was really struggling and scratching around trying to find sponsors before the start of the season, and it's really paid off the hard work he done, and I'm sure going forward they won't have any problems, finding sponsors for next season. But I think it's great because that young girl, Libby, that came on in the second half from the under-16. She played in the under-16s the day before, and it's good for the younger girls of the club to going forward just to see that that's happened for her, Pete.
Yeah, brilliant. It's amazing, and the attendance also will show that. Again, I think it's another sign that Hertford Town, as a football club of ladies and the men's teams, things are looking up. It's always been an area where people would come out and support their football team, and they've got two teams now very much worth supporting. Yeah, absolutely. And last night they had trials for the Girls Academy as well. I know that had a good turnout, so everything's looking bright for them. But I'll bring the news of the Women's Golden Boot, and it's getting very interesting. Laura Cousins, she's still top on 11 from Sherrard's Wood. We've then got 4 players on 8. We've got Claire Cransfield from Sherrard's Wood. We've got Katie Deeprose and Jessica Duff from Bury Rangers, and Paige Pryor from St Margaret's. Next we've got Nicole Emmings. She got a couple of goals last week, so she moves up to 7th from Harton United. And Christina O'Connell on 6th from Woodson Park. Well, it's getting every bit as close and congested as the men's Golden Boot, isn't it? It's going to be interesting to keep an eye on those as the season progresses. Subwatch tells you, I think you probably know if you heard that first half that very unlikely that Hertford are going to make a change unless there's an injury involved, and Biggleswade don't look as if they've got any of their substitutes, which are not actually out on the pitch and playing the game. So don't look like there's going to be much change. And I don't know what Biggleswade can do, actually, if you're Dave Northfield in that dressing room and thinking how you're going to approach this game, because it's very, very difficult. We said Biggleswade are well organised, and they are well organised. They're difficult to play against, but they too are finding it difficult to get forward apart from those quick breaks and create anything offensively. Yeah.
I mean, it's something that he's going to have to think about, isn't it? If he's going to make any sort of change, and how he's going to go about it. They've got to sort of try and find those little bits of space, haven't they? In midfield, try and create those chances, and not only that, but it's when they get those chances at the end of the pitch, trying to do something with it. But obviously there's another 45 minutes to go. We know a lot can happen in that sort of time, so it's not definitely not over and dead and buried yet, but it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes them to make any sort of decision as to what they're going to change for the second half.
Well, normally in the half-time sequence we tell you where we'll beat Simon B next week. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be sitting in exactly the same seat, and so will you.
I will be.
And we will be here watching Hertford against Bedford Town, and that's a game that I'm really looking forward to, because Northleigh was a big test. This is a test, but that is the ultimate test of this young team. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think when we was deciding our fixtures a couple of weeks ago, the reason for originally planning to be at Welly Garden City today, or part of the reason for originally planning that today, was with the Bedford game in mind, and that's going to be an absolutely fantastic game, and I think it's really going to be interesting one for Ben and for the fans and for everyone in the club, because they get a win today, and that game against Bedford, I mean, even if they don't win today, it's going to be a real sort of opportunity to gauge where they are in terms of against the best team in the division, I think.
Definitely, there'll be a big crowd in the house, there's no doubt about that. Bedford will bring their supporters, as we know, and I'm sure they will give us a good plug on social media during the week as well. We thank them for that, and also thanks to Lee and Biggleswade for extremely short notice putting some stuff on the Biggleswade X account as well. Thanks for that. Always very much appreciated. And if you are listening from Biggleswade, thanks for joining us, and hopefully you'll enjoy our commentary of the second half. Hertford are out. Biggleswade are waiting just a little bit in the dressing room, as it's just grey, overcast, and pretty manky, I think the word described today, isn't it?
It doesn't look great, does it? I mean, the floodlights are on. Thankfully, they're working this week. They weren't working a couple of weeks ago. Well, they struggled to get them on, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago? But obviously, those problems have been rectified. I mean, I'll just go back to you to reiterate, thanks to Biggleswade for tweeting our stuff at late notice about today. And I know you said about the warm welcome you received there a few weeks ago. You've seen a couple of people that you saw then today, and it's great to them. Thanks to everyone at Biggleswade. But to all of our clubs, we say it all the time. Everywhere we go, and all other teams that are involved in games against our local teams. 99% of the time, they'll always retweet it and let other people know about what we're doing and where we're going to be as well. So it's great that in circumstances like that the non-league family helps each other out, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it is very much the non-league football family. We all want our teams to win, don't we? But we also want good football, and we want clubs to do well. Well, Hertford are out. Biggleswade to keep them waiting at the moment. It's Hertford team. Let's take you through the Hertford lineup while we wait. Luke Mewett in goal. The two fullbacks, Ryan Burnell and Karai Mashani, who scored the only goal of the game so far after 22 minutes. Charlie Bain and Ben Hurd are the two centre-backs. And then we've got that trio in midfield. Joe Bennett, who sits just in front of the back four. Billy Mardell-Smith, who kind of goes between front and back. And Brian Garza, who just has his ability to find pockets of space. And they're in support of a front three of Wilson Burnell, Sonny Coughlin-Brown and Sendedge. And on the substitutes bench this afternoon for Hertford, Cardozo. We've also got Collado Solodine. We've got Connor Clark, Manny Robe and August Pepage as here come Biggleswade. No sign of a change, so I'll take you through their lineup that started the first half as well. Tyler Josephs in goal. Two fullbacks, Adam Hunt and Miguel Lopez de Matos. Two centre-backs are Adam Tilson and Daniel Carey Evans. In centre of midfield, Laurie Marsh, Michael Simpson and Rio Martucci. And then up front, Alex Marsh, Dan Bond and George Bailey. On the substitutes bench for the visitors, Oliver Snaith, Jack Dickerson, Charlie Hayford, Brady Before and Amani Konda, who, should he come on, will be making his Biggleswade debut. But we've now got both teams. We're now waiting for the referees. I mean, everybody's chilled out this afternoon, haven't they?
Here he is. There we go. Perfect timing.
Oh, the referee's assessor's still having a cup of tea, though, so he's not rejoined us in the seat. Couple of rows in front. Ware lead 3-0, Hertford lead 1-0. Looking good so far for our teams in 90 minutes land, but 45 minutes to go for both of them. The stable end is becoming a little more populated on the right-hand side.
I'm just trying to see if the choir's down there.
Which is the goal which will be defended by Biggleswade in the second half in their a lime green kit, and the Hertford in the familiar blue and white, as all the constituents of both benches making their way across the pitch. Our referee this afternoon, who is Joe Burgess, and he's had a reasonable first half, I think. I don't think the referee's assessor had too much to worry about from Joe Burgess. And it's going to be Biggleswade doing against underway. We're on the halfway line here. And Biggleswade will be kicking from right to left as the second half starts here at the Smile IT on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct. Ball deep inside the Biggleswade half, long one played forward by Adam Tilson, but nobody on the end of it. And Luke Mewett will go and collect and take the goal kick for Hertford. I'll ask people, we will be talking to Ben, as we always do, after the game ends. And one of the questions has got to be, is it got a bit boring at half-time? Because I don't know what he has to say these days.
Well, I mean, I don't think there'll be anything that he would have really needed to say from apart from, keep going, let's keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And maybe that's all he said, and that's why they're out so early for the second half.
So Martucci, nice ball inside for Laurie Marsh, put Hertford back in possession with Coghlan Brown, a little bit too far ahead of Brian Garzon, and Tilson will put it back to Tyler Joseph, who turned the wrong way for a minute and had to take pretty quick evasive action, but Biggleswade get out of it. There's Laurie Marsh picking the ball up and feeding the ball to Adam Hunt on that far side. Laurie Marsh had continued the run. Laurie Marsh, the brother Alex Marsh on that far side. Alex Marsh pulls the ball to the edge of the area for Hunt, who's crowded out by blue shirts. And Mashani must have thump it away towards the halfway line. Tilson's the first to react. Doesn't give the ball in though, gives it away to Sendedge. The ball disappears behind a pillar at the moment, but it's going to re-emerge with the Hertford in possession. Mashani to Joe Bennett, back to Ben Hurd. Out to Mardell Smith, turns away from Laurie Marsh, brings in Wilson Burnell, goes down on the challenge from Martucci, and the Hertford will win themselves a free kick just inside their own half, taken quickly. Mashani with it. Coghlan Brown's in acres of space in front of us on this near side, but Mashani goes backwards to Charlie Payne, who picks out Billy Mardell Smith. Mardell Smith for Charlie Payne again. Charlie Payne back to Billy on the edge of the area. Joe Bennett puts it back into that area for Ben Hurd, who chips it now for Coghlan Brown on this near side, controls it down for Garzon. Lovely little chip forward for Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell for Wilson Burnell, does well to control it, but Gary Evans gets a boot in, and Tilson will pick it up on the edge of the Biggleswade box, plays it out on that far side of the field, and Biggleswade come forward here with Alex Marsh. Little back heel, Dan Bonds, right hand side of the area, pulls it across the area. Ben Hurd does well to clear. And George Bailey fancies his chances there. Good interception by Ben.
Yeah, good work from Hertford, and a few lively moments in the beginning stages of this second half. So Hertford just need to keep calm for now, and let the early moments get over and done with, and keep the ball out of their net.
Ball on that far side with Biggleswade, who could have been forgiven, I suppose, in the first half for being a bit ring rusty. The last 3 games have been postponed. Last appearance for them the 28th of October when they beat 4-0 at the Erie. And before that, having won 2-1 at Barton, they would have hoped to have gone on a bit of a run, but weather put pay to all of that. And the Hertford putting pay to it at the moment as they lead 1-0. Here's Garzon, little chip forward for Ryan Burnell. That was lovely. Here comes Ryan Burnell. Burnell looking for Wilson Burnell. Takes a little bit wide. Back heel for Sonny Coghlan Brown. Across the area. It's Ryan Burnell. Can't get the shot away. Still got the ball. As Sonny Coghlan Brown puts it on the edge of the area for Garzon. Garzon back to Joe Bennett. Joe Bennett playing the ball on this near side. Biggleswade have reorganised, but Coghlan Brown still got it. Going to get a ball across the box. That's a lovely cross, headed out in the end. But only as far as Garzon. He's beaten to it by Martucci, and the ball goes out in the end for a throw in the Hertford. But Brian Garzon continues to amaze. That was such a deft touch.
It was a fantastic little ball, wasn't it? A great move there from Hertford as well. Couldn't find the space they needed, but kept the ball, kept it sensible, waiting for that opportunity to open. But it didn't come. But good play and promising signs.
Coming forward again, Mashani for Joe Bennett midway inside the Biggleswade half. Joe on this near side brings in Sonny Coghlan Brown. Coghlan Brown a chance to have a run again. He's on the edge of the area. Ben Hurd's on the overlap. Puts the ball across the area. Far post. Sendedge is coming in. And that was a good header in the end by Adam Hunt, who managed to get it away. Defending had to be done by Charlie Payne in a one-on-one with Dan Bond for a moment, but manages to get there, and Joe Bennett's got the ball back for Hertford. Something to assert themselves as they did in that first 45 minutes. Back on the halfway line for Ryan Burnell. Burnell for Ben Hurd. Ben's chip ball looks for Sonny Coghlan Brown. The Matos is there. Michael Simpson will pick it up under challenge from Mardell Smith. And George Bailey has it midway inside his own half. Then tries to chip it to Laurie Marsh down this near side. But flag up. Will be a free kick, will it? Referee just calling somebody towards him. Just wants a little bit of a word with Alex Marsh, I think, who might have been having a word too many with the referee. So referee just having a word with Biggleswade's leading all-time goal scorer, Alex Marsh. Scored 27 in 42 last season. Got 121 goals for Biggleswade. And a great servant of the team. Also played at Hitchin, of course. We'll restart with a free kick taken by Ben Hurd for Garzon. Garzon inside the centre circle back to Ben Hurd, who brings in Joe Bennett on this near side. Bennett's ball ricochets off Michael Simpson. And a half another throw in is Wilson Burnell. Finds Coghlan Brown down the right hand side. Coghlan Brown to Burnell again. Burnell has to turn backwards and does as far as Ryan Burnell for Joe Bennett. Still inside the Biggleswade half. Not now though, back inside the half for Ben Hurd. Chip set far side from Mashani, who's space closed down by Alex Marsh, but managed to get the ball away to Charlie Payne. Here's Mashani again. Mashani far side to Sendage. Sendage goes on a run down that right hand side. Here's Sendage again. Pulls the ball across the box. Up goes Sonny Coghlan Brown. Couldn't get any power on the header, and it drops into the arms of Tyler Joseph.
Yeah, another good chance for Hertford there. As you say, just couldn't get any power on that header, and just a tame effort there for Hertford. But it's positive build-up. They're creating the chances. They're again, having the better of the possession in the early stages of this second half. So I'm sure Ben will want to keep the pressure on Biggleswade.
Rio Martucci was down on that far side, the teenager, but he's back up now and okay. So another slight delay in play. Therapist wasn't required, so game will restart on that far side of the field. Referee going back to get the ball from Tyler Josephs and continue. Hadley have got one back. Michael Zoner has clean sheet has been spoiled as Ware's goalkeeper, but they still lead 3-1. Goals from Mitch Hahn, David Sota and Liam Dawson. Forward on that far side for a moment with Biggleswade, but Alex Marsh's control lets him down and can see the ball going in the back of the net past Michael Toner. It was a one-on-one, wasn't it?
It's a one-on-one. He's got no chance there.
No chance there. But we're still leading 3-1. Goalkeeping crisis because of injuries to Fred Burbage on Tuesday against Hemel as they went out the Hart Senior Cup, and also to Ben Nightingale, the really promising young youth team goalkeeper, which has led to Michael Toner being between the six. Ball on the far side, Alex Marsh. Don't quite know who was aiming that at. Hands on the head, nobody on the same wavelength, and it goes out for a throw in. Mashani will throw it to Charlie Payne. Charlie Payne on the edge of the area for Joe Bennett. It's given away though. Forward come Biggleswade. Dan Bond will find Adam Hunt on the far side, but Garzon's there again. Garzon back for Mashani to Sendage. Garzon will get it again. Hartford worked their way nicely out of that. And here's Wilson Burnell. Takes it round Curry Evans. Was he the last player? This could be a red here for the young central defender. Wilson Burnell goes down, and is that going to be a red card? Referee's taking his time. Looks like he's got a yellow out of his pocket. Well, that's an interesting decision.
Well, I mean, you got to think that that's the last man, haven't you? That's a blatant pull down. That's a blatant foul. And to me, if the referee doesn't give a red card to this, then he's got that decision absolutely wrong.
Well, it's the youngster who was in Cambridge United's youth team. It looks like in Southern League Division 1 Central, he's going to get a yellow card rather than a red one here. Referee's keeping talking, and normally when that happens, it means it's going to be the lesser of the two punishments. But it was a super turn by Wilson Burnell, which took him past the young central defender, and consider himself a little bit lucky, I think, to not seen a red card.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we had that one referee assessor in front of us earlier. We've got someone here from the FA just sitting to my right-hand side, and he's just obviously putting something down in his notebook. I don't know what he's putting down, but I would like to know what he's thinking.
There was a defender, Adam Tilson, but it would have taken something for him to get across and deny Wilson Burnell a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Still a chance for Hertford, though. Free kick's going to be taken by Brian Garzon on that far side. Garzon's one towards the near post, headed in by Sonny Coughlin-Brown. Well, it didn't get the red card, but Biggleswade were made to pay, and Sonny Coughlin-Brown doubles Hertford advantage. Hertford 2, Biggleswade 0.
Oh, that's what they wanted. I mean, that's something that I'm seeing from Ben as well. They're all rushing down to the corner in the stable end. Ben's come rushing across the box, fist pumping at there. He really looks like he enjoyed that one, and you don't often see that emotion from Ben during the game, because obviously he knows, what could potentially happen, and he knows there's still time left. But I think Ben's enjoying this one, Pete.
I think he is, and so are we. Second goal of the season for Sonny. And Hertford lead by 2 goals to 0 and 2 assists for Brian Garzon. And Ben just, I think the referee's having a word with Ben, and Ben's still debating the red card, but really they paid a far bigger penalty than that red card. They didn't pick Sonny Coughlin-Brown up. They've got a big defence. They didn't track him, and the teenager, but Hertford 2 up. And well, home win, number 6 on the trot, is round the corner now for Hertford Town. And of course, if they hopefully hold out in this one and want to equal that 7 on the trot, what an afternoon to do it in next week against Bedford Town. Wouldn't that be good? Mashani forward though. They keep their eye on the ball. Ben Hurd won't let them relax, no doubt about that. But this has been another convincing performance by the home team so far. Biggleswade more than capable of getting themselves back in the game, and might fancy it with George Bailey. Shot bounces off of Ben Hurd straight back to Bailey, and then Ben will pick the ball up on the edge of the area, and here goes Sendedge down the left hand side, plays the ball into Wilson Burnell. Why didn't he hold on? And Garzon was in acres of space as well. Poor choice by Sendedge, because otherwise Hertford would have been in.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, he could have held on to, you had Brian Garzon there, you had Sonny Coughlin-Brown just to the right of him as well. Plenty of opportunities there, but I think playing it through to Wilson was the wrong choice.
Here are Biggleswade with Laurie Marsh. Laurie Marsh inside the Hertford half gives it away to Coughlin-Brown. Coughlin-Brown looking for Wilson Burnell. Once again, Gary Evans, the defender, he had to keep his feet there, or else he would have been off. Coughlin-Brown again picks the ball up, centre forward position now, going towards that left-hand side, shoved aside by Alex Marsh. And Sonny Coughlin-Brown goes down. Alex Marsh proceeds. Pleads his innocence, and so does his brother Laurie, but there's no doubt about that shove in the back.
No, I mean, that's another one, isn't it? I mean, it's just like the one down by the corner flag in the first half. Another blatant shove, and the referee spotted that one, and awarded a free kick to Hertford.
Well, 15 minutes gone, second half. More happy faces at the appropriately named Smile IT. This is becoming a little bit of a Hertford Town fortress. They lead here by 2 goals to 0 against Biggleswade, and certainly going to maintain their position in the playoff places and possibly move up one in the table as Garzon tries a shot. Tyler Josephs hadn't seen it, and in the end the goalkeeper collects it comfortably at his near post. But Biggleswade got to be at the hurry up now, because they've got 2 goals to get back if they can, and haven't really looked like it. Just that one chance really by Dan Bond skied over the top in the first half time added on was the only time really that Hertford were particularly worried. And the Hertford fans, well, like us, are beginning to get used to this. And long may it continue. Ben Hurd chips the ball forward towards the halfway line. Burnell beaten to it by Gary Evans. Ball headed further on by Laurie Marsh. Dan Bond lets it go to Alex Marsh, but Ben Hurd, right place, right time. Stopped the ball going through to George Bailey. Sendedge giving it away though to Martucci. Martucci's long one forward is gathered easily enough by Luke Mewett, who just collects the ball and waits for his team to organise themselves. Biggleswade are owned to Hadley next time round. And Hadley are just down the road at the moment, 3-1 down against Ware. As the ball headed forward, but Joe Bennett managed to get a boot in and got on again. Perfect touch to Wilson Burnell. Burnell down the line, behind Sonny Goglin Brown. And ball will go out of play for a throw-in to Biggleswade. Miguel Matos, former Kempston player, will take it, and Dan Bond is all over the back of Ben Hurd and tugging him backwards. And I've got to say, we criticise the referee about the red card, but I think in those kind of situations he has, unlike the referee had last week, really picked up nearly everything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think he's been aware. I think he's refed this game really well. Although, as you say, we're in doubt about the yellow card, red card situation. But I think everything else he's dealt with perfectly in this game.
Here comes Mashani forward. Another one of those barrelling runs. Plays it to the left-hand side. Who else but Brian Garzon? Garzon back to Mashani, leaning backwards, skies it into the car park. But again, the two of them carving Biggleswade apart down that left-hand side. What's the score now?
Yeah, so Hadley have got another one back. It's now 3-2. So it looks like Michael Tone would come rushing out of his box.
And see it here on video, completely miskicked the ball on the edge of the box. So panic stations at Watson Park. They're biting their nails here. Well, they're not biting their nails there, rather. Certainly no nails being bitten here. There's Hertford are well in control here. Caldwell will be pressing for a third against Biggleswade. Mardell Smith avoids the challenge in the end from Martucci, but ball given the way to DeMatos, who just about controls it away from Wilson Burnell. 17 minutes gone in second half here. And watching this young Hertford team, you don't want games to end. Really enjoyable for the fans here at the Smile IT. As Brian Burnell picks the ball up on this near side is Sonny Goglin Brown. Double change is a foot from Dave Northfield for Biggleswade. Two subs stripped off from the far side as Adam Hunt heads the ball into the night sky, and it'll break on that far side for a throw in to Biggleswade Town. In fact, I think it's going to be a triple change over there. Have a look at it. As Wilson Burnell just beaten to it by Tilson. Ball on this near side for DeMatos. He can't keep it in, and is that going to be the signal for the changes to be made? Looks like it is.
Something you've picked up on the past as well, Pete. I mean, they're all stripped off and ready to come off, and they've got their bibs off, which, as you quite rightly said before, they should be doing that.
Yeah, I think it's certainly. Dan Bond goes off. Tilson's going off as well, and George Bailey is going off. So I've got the substitutes that have gone off. There's two waiting to come on that far side that we'll tell you about in a minute. There's George Bailey going off. It's going to be Oliver Snaith and Brady Before, thank you Simon, who come on along with the new signing Amini Kanda, who will come on as well. So all three changes made, obviously not happy, and it looks like we'll just on this, it's going to be Before is going to go into a advanced midfield role. Kanda is going to play up front. Laurie Marsh will drop into the back four. Here's Alex Marsh, fires a shot, takes the deflection off of Charlie Payne and goes behind for a corner kick. So one aerial threat's gone, although Daniel Kerry Evans is still one coming into the box, as corners will be taken short on this near side to Before. The ball then, Martucci tries to get it across the box, but it's blocked by Mashani, who'd come over to this near side. It's throw going to be left to DeMatos. DeMatos looking for someone, a run towards him, and in the end it just goes harmlessly into the area and is booted away by Joe Bennett towards the halfway line. It's going to stay in play, and Michael Simpson will square it to the versatile Laurie Marsh. Long kick forwards and comes off the head of Ryan Burnell and then headed out by Ben Hurd. Martucci can't control it. Coughlin Brown, he gives it away to Michael Simpson. Simpson down this left-hand line to Dos Matos. Matters across and well gathered by Luke Mewett with Alex Marsh coming in on that far side. So yeah, it does look like before and Conda with making up a front three with Alex Marsh now. Who's on this near side, Ryan Burnell will come forward for Hertford, plays it for Garzon. Oh, what a touch again for Wilson Burnell. Garzon's got it again, but can't get the ball across. Some of the touches from this young man are quite frankly delightful as Joe Bennett picks the ball up, finds Ben Hurd onto the halfway line. Ryan Burnell can turn in front of him. He's got Sonny Coughlin Brown on this near side. Coughlin Brown got yellow shirts in front of him, hits it off Dos Matos and gets a throw in, which Wilson Burnell will try and keep in and does. Turns it to the edge of the area. He's Coughlin Brown, can't get it across. Burnell will get it back. Hertford still with tricks from Wilson Burnell. Finds Joe Bennett. Burnell again. Burnell taking his time, goes back to Coughlin Brown. Back for Ryan Burnell. Coughlin Brown and Bennett back into his own half for Ben Hurd. They're going to have to rebuild again as Charlie Bain picks the ball up inside the centre circle. Mashani's made a run down the left-hand side. That's who he finds. Mashani controls it, but Hunt was there and manages to get the ball away via Laurie Marsh. Is Adam Hunt coming down that right-hand side as Mashani had come forward. Ryan Burnell covering space, and talk about that in a second, because that's the new Hertford as Mardell Smith goes down because Mashani was caught upfield. So Ryan Burnell had seen it. He goes from right to left back, and Joe Bennett immediately drops back to right back.
Yeah, I mean everyone has got their first and secondary positions, haven't they? They all know where they're supposed to be. And as you said, I think that comes from this team cohesion, and the knowledge that they've got as to where everyone is and where everyone should be if so and so's in this position and that position. It's, as you say, it's a totally different Hertford, and so pleasing to see this.
Yeah, and a totally different amount of confidence they've got as well. Although a little bit too confident by Brian Garzon then, but he's in winning the ball back, and I think. Referee reaching for a card then. It was Garzon's challenge went in, and Biggleswade to get themselves a free kick. Left-hand edge of the area, but as I was saying in the first half, they're very skillful this Hertford side, but when it comes to making a tackle, they're not found wanting. But this is a good opportunity for Biggleswade. Alex Marsh is behind the ball. Luke Mewett is arranging a two-man wall, which has got Sonny Coughlin Brown and Billy Mardell Smith in it. It comes Alex Marsh, but he's overhits everybody and goes behind tamelessly for a goal kick to Hertford. 24 minutes, second half gone, 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf Direct Limited with Pete and Simon. Don't forget, you can catch up with everything going on the social media links throughout the week, and tomorrow on 90 Minutes Live. Post-match, we will be talking to the man in possession at the moment, Ben Hurd, about this afternoon's match. There's the ball back with Ryan Burnell. Burnell to Garzon, who's found more space inside the centre circle. Lovely ball, the send edge on the far side. Send edge got Mashani coming up outside him. Here is Karai Mashani. Karai Mashani can't get the ball across. And in the end, it goes behind, does it, for a goal kick. But once again, how does Brian Garzon find those spaces?
It's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, he's so talented. We said in the first half, the opening sort of like 15-20 minutes, they were struggling, but over the time of the game, he's managed to find those little pockets of space, create those opportunities, and he's creating so much trouble for Biggleswade.
Here's Biggleswade coming forward though to Smatos across the box, and Ben just shepherds it out for a corner, which they will take with Rio Martucci, the number 8, on this near side of the field. Hertford have left Wilson Burnell forward. Everybody else is back in or around that 18-yard box. And not much pressure on Luke Mewett, but the ball goes to the far post. Rising at the far post was Laurie Marsh, but couldn't get any direction on it at all. And it goes harmlessly enough past the post for a goal kick to Hertford Town, leading here by 2-0. Looking for their 9th game that they've played at home, and 6 wins out of 9, which often this has been a ground they've found it difficult to win on. This is now a ground that opponents find it difficult to win on. The last 5 have gone back with the tails between their legs, and Biggleswade are halfway down the A1 as well as we approach the latter stages of the second half here at the Smile IT. Visitors in possession though. The ball pushed forward, Mashani's in the way, but Carrie Evans will pick it up on the halfway line, chips it far side to Laurie Marsh, who controls it away from Wilson Burnell. Laurie Marsh finds on for Snaith, former Bury Town player. It's almost his first touch, I think. But Snaith will get it back on the far side, tries to find the overlap to Adam Hunt. And on this near side, Miguel Lopez de Matos is screaming, saying, "Why didn't you give the ball to me?" And as disciplined and organised as they looked in the first half, Biggleswade certainly don't look that way in the second.
No, they don't at all, do they? You know, they're a completely different side, and I think that first half kind of knocked the stuffing out of them, and after that second goal, it seems to have finished them off completely, and they just don't seem to be able to create any chances, or they don't be able to seem interested in creating everything either. And with his Hertford Town, you can see that second goal, it's really got their backs up. You got Ben there screaming instructions from the back. You got Pat Sinfield over on the bench. He's telling everyone what to do and where they should be and push up and get back. And as we've said, Pete, I think it's all created by this bond between everyone, between the management team, between the players. It's really fantastic to see what they're capable of.
Managers, players, fans, all in a big Smile IT family here. And really looking forward to the league leaders coming down next week, Bedford Town. But still got to see this one out first. Here's Mashani. Mashani plays the ball forward to centre edge. Another lovely turn. Here's Mashani coming down that left-hand side. Has to put the brakes on just a little bit. Plays it in field to Mardell Smith. Coughlin Brown's got acres of space on this right-hand side. Nobody had picked him up. Here's Sonny Coughlin Brown for Ryan Burnell. Burnell across. Oh, goes all the way across. Did Joseph get a touch? Don't think he did. And the ball will go behind for a goal kick. Not quite sure with Ryan Burnell. Was that a shot or a cross? So it turned out to be a mixture of both in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he was trying. I mean, I would say it was a shot, but as you say, it's difficult to tell. Only he knows the true answer, doesn't he?
15 minutes to go, plus time added on for stoppages. 2-0 here. Last time we heard it was 3-2 at Wadsham Park. An eventful afternoon for Michael Toner as Ben Hurd thumps the ball forward. Got a bit of a wrap on the ankle from Alex Marsh, I think it was, in doing so. And Ben has stayed down. And Alex Marsh again is protesting his innocence. I've got a feeling this time though it might result in a yellow card, but referee Joe Burgess wants to call the Biggleswade man towards him. He's giving him a pretty stern talking to. Don't you think he's going to produce a card? He's not going to produce a card, is he? But in fact he's getting one out, and he's going to book Rio Martucci. So that's looks like.
I have got some news for you, Pete. There's been another goal at Wadsham Park.
Go on.
Liam Dawson. 4-2.
Another one. Oh, man.
So he moves up to 13 now.
He's making a mockery of my golden boots. What are you doing, Liam?
He's making you rewrite it during the games. I don't know. We can't complain. We're not complaining.
We can't complain.
Keep it coming, Liam.
Yeah, well done, Liam. Liam Dawson, 13th goal of the season. And I think it was 10, 13. I think that's 13 in 11 appearances, but I'll stand corrected. Steve King will, of course, have the rule over that. Ben Hurd's back up and everybody's okay. In fact, Charlie Payne it was. Sorry, it was not Ben who went down. But everybody okay, and the game is about to restart. With Hertford leading 2-0. We're leading 4-2. Could we be in for a double this week? Last week it was 4-1 Saturday, of course, where we went down 4-1. Hertford won 4-1 and Welling Garden City won 4-1. So it was favourite score for two and not for the others, but this afternoon anyway, it's a 2-goal advantage for both. As game restarts, Charlie Payne for Luke Mewett, who brings in Ben Hurd, right hand side. Ben chips the ball forward. Whenever Wilson Burnell, who's worked hard this afternoon as the number 9, as Mashani picks it up into the Biggleswade half, and all about him if they didn't before the kick-off is Mardell Smith for Joe Bennett. Another solid game from Joe. Sendage gives the ball back to him. Bennett forward for Mashani. Bennett back again to the halfway line. I'm surprised that Joe Bennett didn't have a team when he turned up here. Very effective when he played for Potters Bar. Went to Welling Garden City and things were sort of didn't really go his way because of injury, and found himself playing for Oracle Components at times in the Arts Senior County League, but he's now back where he belongs and playing very well at Southern League level. Alex Marsh plays the ball back to Michael Simpson. Simpson into the half for Dos Matos. Dos Matos for Bafor to Simpson back into his own half for Corey Evans. Hertford won't be too worried while they're playing the ball there. With a 2-goal advantage. And Sonny Coghlan-Brown almost found Brian Garzon. He's the opposing number 10. Kerry Evans puts it forward to Alex Marsh. Left-hand side. This time they do find Dos Matos. Dos Matos is cross over the far side. Can't be kept in by Hunt. And he was screaming for the ball 5 minutes ago. But his delivery on that occasion was pretty poor.
Yeah, that's, just let him down a little bit, hasn't it? And I'll pause there, Pete. For it looks like we've got a half a substitution coming.
Yeah, Wilson Burnell is going to go off. He's worked hard this afternoon. I'm sure he'll get a good round of applause from the stable end. And Cardozo will come on, number 9 for a number 9. Won't change the pattern one jot. Cardozo's got 3 this season. Again, like I said with Urgis Pepach, actually, I think both of them are a bit unlucky not to be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, they are absolutely. We said before the game, you can't really sort of, the results they've been getting the last few weeks. Why change your winning team? Why change the way it is? And I'm sure those players that are on the bench understand.
His guards on, but it's Coghlan-Brown going down the right-hand side of the area. Sonny Coghlan-Brown will find guards on again, right-hand side of the box. The 2 exchange passes, but linesman's flag goes up for offside, and so nothing comes of that particular Hertford Town attack. It's going to be Tyler Josephs who will restart for Biggleswade. Nothing for Dave Northfield to do. He's used all his subs. Hertford have still got 2 to unveil. Wouldn't be surprised if Manny Rowe comes on for Sendage at some point. That tends to be a popular substitution for Hertford Town. Dos Matos is midway inside the Hertford half. Will take the throw in for Biggleswade. Biggleswade's in a certain way doing a Hertford a favour this afternoon. Biggleswade, because of course they're being beaten. But Biggleswade Town were up at half time against Waltham Abbey, who were the only other team in the top 5 who were playing this afternoon. So that maintains itself, and Hertford will have a very good reason to be very thankful to the town of Biggleswade. But here goes Michael Simpson with a shot, comes in, brilliant block by Ben Hurd on the edge of the 18-yard area, and Hertford looked to get it away with Joe Bennett. Ball back all the way to Sendedge, who just lobs it towards the halfway line. It'll break on that far side to Snaith, who puts the ball back to Adam Hunt, still down on that far side, but he's going to go back onto the halfway line now for Laurie Marsh, and in fact it's going to go all the way back for Tyler Josephs. Josephs kick forward. Alex Marsh knew he was offside, and Luke Mewitt comes out to the edge of his area to collect the ball with 10 minutes to go in the second half here at the Smile IT. Hertford comfortably in front thanks to first half goal, first of the season for Garai Mashani, and a second of the season for Sonny Coghlan-Brown in the second half here. We've had other chances as well. Could have another one now as Mashani's broken through left hand side of the box. Mashani pulls it back, shot from Sendedge, blocked by Cardozo. It's Sonny Coghlan-Brown, but in the end his shot turns more into a chip into the arms of the goalkeeper Tyler Josephs, who long kick forward, searches out Alex Marsh, can't find him. Charlie Bain's in the way, and really that could have been 3-0.
Yeah, that could have been it, couldn't it? I mean, another great move, another great opportunity for Hertford, and they're creating these chances now, and they just seem to be making this game look easier and easier as it goes on.
So Biggleswade got it on that far side. Some experienced players in this Biggleswade lineup. And I wonder how much they knew about these Hertford youngsters before they came here. But certainly they'll know a lot about them at the end of this game, because often the young players Hertford have introduced have been out-muscled and out-thought by experienced teams in this division, but no more. Hertford themselves, the team who are looking like the experienced individuals, despite the fact they've still got 4 teenagers on the pitch, and a couple in their very, very early 20s. So ball on the far side to Charlie Payne, who, like Ben Hurd and Joe Bennett, are young at heart, as the ball breaks on that far side, and a good challenge came in from Mashani. Here's Cardozo looking for Sendedge on that far side. Sendedge has to go backwards into his own half for Joe Bennett, who really has covered some ground this afternoon. Billy Mardell-Smith likewise brings in Ryan Burnell down the line to Sonny Coghlan-Brown. Everybody has played their part this afternoon. Joe Bennett to Ben Hurd. Ben for Coghlan-Brown onto the halfway line. It will be a smiley Ben Hurd we'll be talking to after the game, and why not at the moment. 2-0 up with just 7 minutes remaining here. It's been another excellent home performance by Hertford. Ben goes in and it's judged to have fouled Buffalo, and so Biggleswade will get themselves a free kick. Substitution about to be made on that far side. I think Pevage may be about to come on for Hertford. Here's Adam Hunt. Hunt pulls the ball across the box. Mardell-Smith is in the way. I've got a feeling he's the one that might make way, but he's coming forward here. Coghlan-Brown's making a run through the middle. Got Cardozo on the left. Garzon's there as well. Billy Mardell-Smith has been allowed to carry the ball a long way. Here's Cardozo on the left-hand side, and in the end, defender gets a touch. It was Laurie Marsh, and the ball goes out for a corner to Hertford. But how far did Billy Mardell-Smith carry the ball there?
Oh, he was given so much space, wasn't he? And he had to run and run and run. But it was finally blocked off in the as he approached the Biggleswade penalty area.
Brian Garzon with a corner then in front of the stable end. They'd like another one. They'd suck another ball into that net if they could. As Garzon's corner high, one on the far post. Coghlan-Brown wins it in the air. It will land on top of the crossbar. Back in by Ryan Burnell and over the top into the stable end. Well, everybody waited it to come down, as well as Tyler Josephs, and in the end it bounced off the top of the crossbar. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting that, was it? It seemed to take an age to come down as well, didn't it?
Well, substitution is going to be Brian Garzon, who's going to go off for Urgis Peverage, and boy, has he deserved his little spell, a sit down and a drink. What a performance again from Hertford Town's number 10, and I've got to say, everybody knows I'm a paid-up member of the fan club, but man of the match again, 2 assists, and he's been absolutely excellent.
paid up. I thought he was the president. No, I mean he fully deserves it, doesn't he? I mean the thing is, Pete, we're going to have to be careful because we're going to run out of positive things to say about him.
Superlatives, you're going to run out. Only just hope that Hertford can hold on to him. As forward come Biggleswade on that far side. Good touch, first of all by Bebaj to get Hertford out of trouble. As Mashani is pushed on that far side by Alex Marsh, who's been walking a bit of a tightrope as the number 7. Hasn't got himself in referee's book, but he's been doing everything he can to try and achieve that feat. 4 minutes before the end here at the Smile IT. Hertford 2, Biggleswade 0 on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct. And East Hertfordshire could be a happy place this evening, as where we're 4-2 up against Hadley last time we heard. Brace from Liam Dawson, Mitch Hahn and David Sota on the score sheet for Paul Wolsey's team. As, on this near side, Sonny Cochran-Brown will pick the ball up from Hertford side, who are not only winning but are now getting themselves a real brand of consistency as well. This will be 6 home wins on the trot and also 5 wins on the trot in all competitions. Been a while, 2015 to be precise, since Hertford achieved that one. As Joe Bennett comes forward, far side, will bring in Zendage. Boxer tricks, he is, fires in the shot, and it just goes wide of the target. And when Zendage is in that kind of mood, you expect the net to go bulging. At that time, just miscued and it went wide.
Yeah, I mean that net would have gone bulging as well if it had been on target, wouldn't it? That was absolutely rocket of a shot. Fantastic effort from him there.
3 to go. As Tyler Joseph restarts, and Biggleswade, I think, well, no, the time is up now. They really haven't created anything in this second half for Hertford to get remotely worried about, really. Dan Bond had their best chance in the first half and skied it. As Dos Matos ball forward is blocked by Ryan Burnell. And I'll say, actually, I've been disappointed with Biggleswade. I thought they were a better side than this, but maybe as this young Hertford side haven't let them play. As Cochran-Brown wins a throw in on this near side from Michael Simpson. Hertford will take their time. Ryan Burnell will come across for throw in duty as we approach the final minute of the game here at the Smile IT, and the temperature tells us that it is November as the ball's headed out, but Hertford back in possession with Bebaj, but it's finally going to be cleared now, and coming through the centre is Alex Marsh, brushes Billy Mardell-Smith aside, plays the ball on the far side to Adam Hunt, who's going to try and keep the ball in, and does. Hunt gets a ricochet back off Mashani, brings in Oliver Snaith. Snaith fires in a shot, and that really sums up Biggleswade's afternoon. Leaning backwards, high, over the top, and no problem for Hertford.
Yeah, no problem for Hertford, no problem for Luke Muir either, and he's really had nothing to do in this second half. He's had to deal with a couple of crosses and come for them, but no real efforts from Biggleswade to trouble him at all.
Ball appears from the dugout opposite us, and we are very shortly going to go into time added on for stoppages. About 3 minutes, I think it was in the first half. Wouldn't be surprised to get the same in the second. A long kick forwards. Laurie Marsh heads it down towards his goalkeeper Tyler Josephs, who picks the ball up, right-footed downfield, one bounce all the way into the arms of Luke Muir, who will pick the ball up, and Hertford playing out time here. And another impressive performance. As long as they hold on, they'll move on to 23 points from their 14 games. A goal difference of +7. There's another long ball forward, this time to Ben Hurd. Charlie Payne picks the ball up far side. Here's Mashani. Inside for Joe Bennett, flicks it forward to Bebaj, who's found the Brian Garzon position and almost managed to release Zendage. on that far side is Ryan Burnell, though. Sonny Coughlin-Brown on the right. Ryan Burnell going straight through the centre. It's Cardoso. Oh! Good turn, decent shot. It wasn't far wide.
Another good effort there. Another good move. More good link-up play between them as well. And he's really looking for that goal, isn't he?
Yeah, it certainly is. And Ryan Burnell again. Both him and Mashani have been outstanding again. The two teenage fullbacks. As the ball is threaded through, but Joe Bennett's on the end of it as well. And Brian Garza got the superlatives, but once again, Joe Bennett has been excellent, hasn't he? Doing what Joe Bennett does.
Yeah. I mean, again, he's one of those players that's like, as we said before, he doesn't really get the recognition that he deserves, does he?
5 minutes to be added on. So 5 minutes for Biggleswade to play out before a fairly glum journey, you would expect, back across and up the A1 for them. But, of course, we'll wish them well for the rest of the season, as long as they're not playing one of our teams, of course. As Mashani picks the ball up far side, plays it back to Mardell Smith. There's Joe Bennett inside the centre circle. Casual look as he just plays it to Charlie Payne. No need to push forward too much. Comfortably in control of this game, really, as they have been since Garai Mashani's goal winning after 22 minutes. I haven't really looked back. It was pretty tight in the opening period, but as soon as that first goal went in, that really was that.
Yeah, I think that's really been the story of the game, isn't it? I mean, Hertford, Dalen, created better the chances after that in the first half. Biggleswade, it seemed to sort of really quieten them down, and this second half is all the action's been from Hertford.
Ball goes out on this near side. Actually, I think it was a Hertford throw, but won't complain about it now. Simpson's header to Oliver Snaith inside the Hertford half. Snaith goes down and somehow manages to get back up with the ball. Clever trick if you can do it. Plays it back into his own half for Daniel Carey-Evans. There will perhaps be debates about whether he should have got a red card, but don't think they'll last very long, because quite frankly it didn't matter, as on the edge of the area it's a snaking run and a shot which bounces off of Charlie Payne's heel from the substitute Conda and goes behind for a corner to Biggleswade Town. 3 minutes of the 5 to be added on have elapsed, as the corner will come across from that far side of the field. Chipped across, head comes in from Laurie Marsh, back heel from Kerry Evans, almost half-hearted in the end, and Luke Mewitt collects it. Wasn't under any pressure really, the Hertford Town goalkeeper, as he hasn't been all afternoon. It's probably been one of Luke Mewitt's easiest afternoons of the season so far, as Charlie Payne has the ball, gives him another bit of work to do, and he's given the ball away here to Alex Marsh, and good save. Well, that was me saying he didn't have anything to do. He did then, and saved well from the legs of Alex Marsh. It's Hertford in possession. Pepage for Joe Bennett. Good ball on that far side to Mashani. He's got Sendedge outside him. Mashani coming inside. Now does find Sendedge on that far side. Is there going to be some icing on the cake? But Tyler Joseph comes out and collects it before Cardoso can get a hold of it. Long kick forward, headed on by Ben Hurd. Pepage does well, gets there, brought down by Snaith. It's going to be a free kick to Hertford. And this should be the last of the action here at the Smile IT. Pepage gets up, he's okay, and Hertford will have a free kick, and then it will be up to the stable end to thank the fans who've been behind them all the way, as they always are here. As Ben Hurd plays the ball out to Sonny Coughlin-Brown, that's near side. Coughlin-Brown though is beaten to it by Dos Matos, and as predicted, that's the end. Ben Hurd, Joe Bennett punched the air again. Another highly effective and professional performance by Hertford Town. 6 straight home wins, and next week the league leaders are in town, and there's no doubt this young side will give them a game. Half goals from Garai Mashani after 22, and then after the second half. 56 minutes. Sonny Coughlin-Brown, 2 brilliant assists by Brian Garzon. A super performance by the team in blue and white. It's finished here, Hertford 2, Biggleswade 0.
Yeah, I mean, Pete, as you say, a fantastic performance there. The stable end is absolutely rocking. You can hear them singing, and as you were saying, I am really looking forward to next Saturday. Now it's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. As I said earlier, it's going to be a real opportunity to gauge where these young teams at. But I mean, you've got to say, confidence is high. They've got the fans here behind them, and I see absolutely no reason why not. They can continue this fine run next week.
Well, most certainly so. And we used to, we followed it all the way from Ben arriving here when he had to put a team together with very little notice. Sometimes fielded a team at an average age of 19 or younger. And you used to come here, you wanted to support them, you appreciated what was trying to be done. But I've got to be said, when, the bigger teams in the division came here, you always had a little sense of trepidation. How the lad's going to cope with this? Well, the trepidation no longer. My sense coming into the Smile Latino is how are the opposition going to cope with this, not how Hertford's how they're going to cope with it, because it's been an absolute pleasure watching this young team develop, and it's a pleasure every time we see them this season.
Yeah, it is. It's been fantastic. I think they've done really well, and look, they're all running together down to the fans. It's great to see. I mean, that shows the cohesion in these players. They're going down, as you say. As always, go down, high five all the fans along the stable end, all the way round back to the tunnel, and the fans are really enjoying this so far this season.
Well, Hertford have got 23 points from their 14 games. They've got a goal difference of +8, and I can tell you, whatever happens elsewhere tonight, they are now 4th in the table. Started off this morning 5th, so they've gone up 1 place, and that's the highest that Hertford Town have been in the table at step 4. I think I stand corrected, since they actually came here from the Spartans South Midland in the middle of the 2010 decade. So congratulations to Hertford and Ben Hurd and all the players for that, and there's no reason why they can't go even further. Waltham Abbey were the only team in the top 5 in action. Bedford's game was postponed very late on against Kempston, so top 2 in the table is not going to change unless Waltham Abbey scored a real hatful in the second half, because Bedford lead the way, played 12, 30 points plus 21 goal difference, and they are here next Saturday. Can't wait for that one. And certainly if you want to listen to a 90 minutes live commentary, whoever you support, then you might well want to listen to that one. It's going to be something special. Second, North Lee played 13. They didn't have a game today anyway. 27 points with a goal difference of plus 14. Waltham Abbey will say third no matter what, but they were behind at half time. Hertford will be 4th, 14 games, 23 points, and if we're held on against Hadley, they will be up into the playoff positions in 5th place, played 13 and 23 points as well, and will have taken their goal difference into a positive. So what's the news? Well,
I mean, I can give you all the answers from that. So there's a second half comeback for Waltham Abbey. They have come back. They have beaten Biggleswade Town 3-2. So there's 4 goals in the second half from that. 4 goals in the second half between Kidlington and AFC Dunstable as well. And another team, AFC Dunstable, they came from 1-0 behind to win 3-2. Leighton Town got another goal in the second half of their game against Tame United. They ran out 3-1 winners. And Wadston Park Ware did hold out to beat Hadley, with the final result there being a 4-2.
And well done to Michael Toner, who was Ware's goalkeeper for the day. Might be a new career.
I was thinking during that second. I mean, how do you have that chat with Michael Toner? Michael, he's not managed to sign a keeper. you fancy going in goal for us? I mean, that's...
Well, like they say, goalkeepers mature with age. 38, it may not be too late.
I suppose that's the joys of being a football manager.
Absolutely. So Bedford on top, played 12.30 points. Northley second, played 13.27. But Waltham Abbey are now level on points with them, but have played a game more and have got 2 goals less in terms of goal difference. Hertford are now fourth, played 14. 23 plus 8 is their goal difference. Ware are now fifth, moved back up into the playoff places. They've played 13. They have got 23 points, and their goal difference goes into the positive at +1. And Cirencester has seen me drop into 6th place. Didn't play today, played 15, 22 points. Don't want to cast the crystal ball forward, but 2 teams in the playoffs, that'd be good coming towards the end of the season, wouldn't it?
Oh well, I mean, I wouldn't complain about that at all. I mean, it'd be great to see. I mean, if we did have that, I mean, obviously, like you say, we don't want to look into the crystal ball too far into the future, but I prefer it if they was in either opposing semi-finals.
Oh, well, we can only dream, but it's been a dream sequence here for Hertford Town over the past few weeks. They've won 6 consecutive home games, first time since 2015. Can they make it 7? Well, this time next week we will have found out, because Bedford Town, the league leaders, are here. We will be here, as always, live from 2:55. Thanks for your company here on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. Hope you've enjoyed our commentary from whichever perspective you support your football from. And if you were listening in Bedfordshire, then once again, thanks for Biggleswade, our friends, for publicising us on social media. Got a lovely club. Wasn't your day today, but we wish you luck for the rest of the season. And have a good evening. I know we will have. And I'll leave you with the full-time score here from the Smile IT, where it ended Hertford Town 2, Biggleswade 0.